The Hebrew text in the Bible has hidden formats. By revealing these formats, I will prove the first writer's words were hidden from you. These formats look like poetry as I group them into small paragraphs. Their grouping will become known as a psalm, and together they become psalms. Let me show you our Creator's 12 commandments, listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Any father of a family or his wife who did not obey any one of these 12 commandments, our Creator demanded they bring him a sin offering. Thus, our Creator defined the word sin as not obeying any one of these 12 commandments. Next, I want to show you how I changed one word in Exodus 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and the words now reveal the style of the roof for our Creator's tent for meeting with Him. Let me show you the translator's words from the preface of the 1611 King James Bible. They gave 4 reasons for themselves or others to edit the Bible's words. The red arrow at the top points to their 3rd reason to edit the text. By the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next red arrow down points to them giving the title, the Divine, to a clerk named Gregory. The next block of words, they point out they were happy that the first emperor of Rome established the year to the course of the sun. Behind this text means Nebuchadnezzar ordered his kingdom to follow our Creator's calendar when he stopped eating grass. Did you notice the letter S in sun is capitalized? This is to give respect to the Egyptian sun god Ra. Have you seen the Egyptian obelisk in the Vatican's front yard? The last arrow points to your reward for studying the Bible. Your reward is to have a fellowship with the saints and participation of a heavenly nature that will never fade away. There is no such thing as nature to a truthful Christian. Our Creator created everything. By their own words, they were not seeking to know our Creator or Jesus. Not everyone has the knowledge to correct every word. I have an old Bible program that has the New American Standard Bible 1977 concordance to help find a better word. Their concordance has the number of times they use that English word in a parenthesis for that Hebrew word. The translators removed his name, YHVH, to put in 2 titles, Lord and God. I replaced those titles using the letters Y and V as his name, for the Hebrew language does not have a J, O, or W. By using these 2 letters, I am closer to the truth than anyone using J, O, or W for his name. So why is there a single letter O in the Hebrew text 1,095 times? No proper English was used? The blue highlighted text is text that I am removing. The red highlighted words are little words that I'm adding. Gray italic words are words that I added. To respect and honor our Creator, all capital letters in purple are our Creator's words. This is Jesus' prophecy, for I am revealing the first writer's words to tell you the true truths about Jesus. As the text is revealed, you can taste the writer's style of wording. Their words will take your belief to trusting our Creator. You will be watching prophecy before your eyes as I edit true truths back into their psalms. All right, today is going to be Haggai, and Haggai is talking about Darius here, or Darius, and he is one of the kings in Babylon. He's the 2nd king, to be exact, after Nebuchadnezzar. And I really didn't go through and do too much re-editing as I usually do. I'm falling behind, so anyways, I'll get started here, but I got to do complete editing here. So in the 2nd year, King Darius, I'm going to have to change this to 4, because not of, never of, 4, and then it's not that, it's our king, and I'm going to add, that's too much difference than this one here, but get rid of that. In the 2nd year for Darius our king, On the first, I don't know how correct that's going to be. On the first day of our 6th month, well, that seems to be true so far because they didn't have 12 months, by the way. But that looks like a 4-verse group, okay? And what that means is that this is going to be like a comma, and this is going to be a period, and this is going to be a comma, and this is going to be a period. And that's how these are connecting together. So now, let me see if I can blow it up. Make sure you get to really see what I'm doing here. I don't want you straining looking at the screen. That should be about good. Maybe a little bit more over like that. Okay. These are words from YV, so this has to be from, but I'm adding it. I did a bunch of presets like this. And it's not, it's words from YV. Came, now Haggai is a prophet, so he gets like this, being he's connected to our Creator. Not by, but through him. Through. Although I guess I'm changing by to through. That's pretty close. Through his prophet Haggai. And that way we make it personal. Okay. And that seems to be following the path here. So now actually this guy's name is going to be Daniel. I've done a few other books. Zechariah and let's see, what was the other one? Ezra, and I think that was all. And I done Daniel. So in Daniel, you'll see that he is being sent. Oops. So Daniel is the one who is being sent from Denarius here. Okay, so I believe Darius is the one that threw him in the lion's den. Words from YV through his prophet Haggai. Daniel is to be that's kind of odd saying it that way. I need more text on the screen. Maybe it's too big for me. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. I thought I could get it up closer for you. Daniel is to be governor. And right now, this might not be true. On the second day, first month, Daniel it had to be became our governor for Judah. And it's not really Judah. Governor. I'm going to put in Jerusalem. He was sent to Jerusalem to rebuild his house. So it has to be, this has to be Jerusalem. And now that I can actually put a capital letter on it again. Been a while. Bad Jerusalem is using a small letter. Uh, Capital letter means it's a good. That is still good. Remember, they had bad priests, kings, governor, judges. Now this guy's, yeah, and I think I got rid of this because I remember this name here, but I've got to change that. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't have what I said. Daniel is to become, or became. This would have to be gray text that I added it completely. Is to be Daniel is to become. No, Daniel just became. Daniel became our governor for Jerusalem. And this, I guess I do need that. And this, I think I threw out last time. But it's still, and this is a highest priest, not just a high priest. They had different levels. Example, they would have priests in their synagogue throughout the territory or area. And then they had priests that were in Jerusalem. They were the higher priests, and he is going to be assigned as the highest priest. So, and it's not it is again R. So I've got this up here already. So I can do this. Is our highest priest. Now this is odd because now it's like I've got to take these two verses and move them down here. Okay, so let me see if I got this correct. I don't think I do. I think and this and this and this will be a capital J. And I can't. It's not his son. Daniel became our governor in Jerusalem, and his son is our high priest. David's only about 40 years old, from my estimation, when he was sent back. At 40, does he have a son that's 25? And that, because we have no knowledge of him being married, but I don't think he was, there's no message of that. I'm going to have to put this in from Levi's because they were the priests. So, but I'm adding that and removing that. That makes it as true as I can get. He was a Levite to become a high priest. And from Levi's Zilkadi. Anyways, he become a, okay. Now I've got that cleaned up pretty good. Now this text here, I'm just going to bring down a second because this here, the right prophet Haggai. This says wivey, and this is no good. This will be a comma, but this has to be a new line. This says wivey. This time has not yet come. Time for the house. But that's what they're being sent down to do. They got the utensils coming with them. So well, this house lies desolate. That's wrong. This is definitely wrong. And they didn't have panel houses yet. They're on their way. So that's not true. And this we've got already said if I bring it down. So and I get rid of all this. And I can say, Ivy says, my house, my house is to be rebuilt. Because this is all our creator saying it. I honor and respect our creator by putting all capital letters in. Okay. But this could actually go at the end of Daniel. Okay. Now this, we've already got him talking. So it's like the third time he's talking. Consider your ways, you have sown much, but harvest little. Eat, but there is not enough to satisfy. Drink, and not enough to drink. To become drunk like you're supposed to get drunk. Put on clothing, but no one is warm enough, and to have purse has holes. This has nothing to do with the text. And now our creator is talking again. Consider your way, go up to the mountain and bring woods. No. They need to get stuff from Lebanon. Okay. There, to restore the roof, you've got to remember how big his house is. And for those who want to figure out how to figure out the size of the doors for his house, you have to use 20 cubics by 60 cubics as the inside dimension. And then you can make blocks that were hewed out of granite. 1 cubic by 1 cubic by 1 cubic, 1 cubic by 1 cubic by 2 cubics, 1 cubic by 1 cubic by 3 cubics. And you can build the whole house from those numbers if you use those cubics as the inside dimension, which is kind of neat because then you only have one big one that's 5 cubics that goes over the doors. And then when you figure out how many layers up these cubics are, because you have to kind of put in the porch as well, but you get the size width exactly. And then it's the height that you'll be a little bit different here and there from each other. But we got a real good estimation of what the door size can be done. And the roof, the beams that go across, and I didn't open that up. Let me get out something here because I went and I counted every board that's in Exodus. Oops. Okay. And that you can see when you change in Exodus 26:26 the word bars to arches. These make sense, but they're missing these here. But the object is it's a hip roof. These boards right here and these going across, because they're so long and need to be so straight, they're cedars. They're not cedars. Yeah, they're made from cedars. So they wouldn't change that. A lot of the cabinetry on the inside also is needed because 20 by 20 is going to be made his meeting room because it's a house for meeting with our Creator. And they have to put everything that was destroyed, they have to rebuild it. Okay. So what they did was they put up a wall and doors to get in that's 20 by 20, but the inside is also paneled. And then the beams going across and probably this way for that hip roof are all made out of cedar wood. And then this is overlaid with gold. Then on the outside, this long area that's 40 by 60, the rest of it, they put cabinets along the wall. Now, they put the cabinets there because that's what carried their utensils, okay? The plates, the knives, when they sacrifice a ram or a goat, they needed to remove the muscles, and then they needed to cut the muscles up, carried it in on a plate, okay? Now, in Exodus, you'll find a lot of things need to be built. The altar, the table, the candle that goes, or the candle stand that goes into his house or in the meeting room. All this has to be rebuilt, okay? So a lot of the wood would have to be split and it has to be flat form. And I know cedar was what they used a lot of to do this. So all that has to be rebuilt. So they just can't go here and go up to the mountains and bring wood. Go up to Lebanon. O-N. Go to Lebanon is the correct, not mountains. And I guess maybe I better just say I'm adding that then. But this is not going to be needed. So, because this is going to be, it's finally started something new here. Go to Lebanon. And now what they would do, or what they did at the time he was building his house, they had they sent their Solomon sent people to the king of Lebanon. The king of Lebanon happens to be still a descendant from Noah, Shem's people. That's why they were never invaded. That's why they worked together and stuff like that. The thing here is that they took down the trees, but they also showed them how to split it and stuff like that, how to build scaffolding so they could build up the bring the blocks in as well and stack them from scaffolding. So it's going to be bring wood. And what they did was they took the trees and they just kept them as logs, and they brought them to the sea. And then they shipped them down to a river called Japta. Been a while. Maybe I got that word wrong. Japta. Let's see, where it is. I got a map that's blowing up here. Yeah, this would be good enough. Okay, nope. It's this word here. They brought it down to here, and then they brought it up to this river up to here, and then they brought it over here to Jerusalem. Jerusalem's going to be right here. But it wasn't at this time for this map when I made it to explain what's going on here. David hadn't built Jerusalem yet. So this is what the river that was there, and that's what I'm trying to say, that they brought them down as logs. They brought them here, and then they did the work. So go to Lebanon and bring wood and bring, and I'm going to put down cedars and bring cedars, which would be the whole tree. Well, logged out, I guess. Cedars to rebuild. No, houses to be rebuilt. And I can put the word it here and not be bad. Temple is a pagan word that's used for where they would put their idol of their false god in. And you can learn that when Eli's two sons went and took the chest that holds the 12 commandments, took it to battle, and then the Philistines captured it, and they took it and set it before their god in their temple. And then then it fell down when they went in the next day. They put it back up, fell down the next day, broke some of its pieces. And then people started getting sores and dying from these sores. So they sent the chest back. But we learned that it was a temple that has the false god idol in it. And it's a full statue. Okay, way back Eli's time. So, and Eli, let's see, just to bring you up to speed here. Eli is way up here, and David doesn't happen for another, we don't know how many years here. This is about a month. They're counting so many months. So it's going to be 20, maybe, I think he judged for 20 years. I haven't updated this number. So it's going to be about 40 years that before David becomes king. So just to let you in on what's going on here. Got to give you the history so you you should be learning all these things. So, to the Lebanon and bring cedars to rebuild it, that I may be pleased and it may be glorified. This this is not true. Our Creator does not need to be glorified. So that word is definitely wrong. That I may be pleased. Maybe. Yeah, they got maybe. Maybe pleased. Pleased with it. And says Wyvie. I don't think any of this is true. But what they were doing, because they were rebuilding it and putting all the altars back and the fire pans, fire stands, the buckets, the shovels, the hooks that go on top of the altar that they would bring in the offering and then burn it up. All that needs to be built. And so I don't see this here. I don't. I'll blow it away. Yeah. Idiots. So what do I got here? Because of my house which lies desolate, you know, therefore because you in the sky withheld the dew. No, they're coming down from Babylon. I called the drought on the land. No, all this is wrong. And let's see, get the right guy. And these were our creator. But the only thing is see, this is now talking and not really a prophecy. It's this. I can just tell it's not our creator talking. Then Daniel, oh, this guy here needs a capital J. That's why I shorten the words down. I can't pronounce half of these, so I don't. I just give up on that. Our priest, and with many from our remnant. The remnant was the people that were left on the land when they went into captivity. Those that fled, they went to Egypt. So they were known as the ones who flee or fled. So now what we have here, and Ezra is going to bring that group back up once the king hears that what's this going on by Egypt sending these guys down here. I'm sure they got word that there's up there, and what are they doing at some point? I don't know. I can't remember Ezra's text. I think when they got there, I think the house was kind of still being worked on, like in the first or second year. So the king from Egypt wanted to know what was going on, so he called Ezra and then said, sure, and their king, and I think they had like 5 counselors with them, they sent all the gold back with them. You got to remember, when our creator had them come from, or was in Babylon, our creator made himself known. I mean, Nebuchadnezzar ate grass, thrown into the fire. David could tell him his dreams and predict the future. Daniel was thrown into the lion's den. But when Nebuchadnezzar ended up eating grass, he woke up and he says, that's the creator. He called him the God of all gods. But they still had a belief that's gods. There's no such thing as other gods. But he even established his calendar for all of Babylon according to our creators. So he made himself known. Okay, so that's Egypt was well aware of what was going on there. So now see, this is wants to continue like there's still enough. And many from our remnant. And I got to put who had obeyed Wivey. And then that would be the end of that. And then this here is going on. I can't take you to the concordance. My computer, I don't know what's going on. I have a tablet that I can do shortcuts to click on it. But if I go like this and show you here, and I go to find out what the word God is, oops, got the wrong mouse. And I go down to here, and where is it? Oh, come on, I'm in 12. Oh, I'm in Obadiah. That's what. Okay, I didn't even set it up yet. Okay, there it is. And I go over here and I can see it's Elohim, and I'd replace that with the word creator. Okay. So, but the thing here is if I don't remember you, and that's why I don't want to go using that too often, because I've made so many videos manually like that halfway through I found I didn't turn you guys back on for half hour. That was not good. That's not good. Then Daniel and our highest priest, with many from our remnant who had obeyed Wivey. Now it's got to be saying, the next group has got to be saying they started to rebuild. But this is not needed. That's not part of the story here. And we already have, I mean, just people show reverence. They obey our Creator. Now Haggai is just a messenger. And Wivey spoke by the commission of Wivey. Now, how the hell Messenger of Wivey spoke by the commission of Wivey? You know, sometimes the oversalted words just crack me up. So, but we know that that's just not right. To the people saying, I'm with you, declare. Okay. Now, this might actually be here, but it's being put in the wrong place. So if I go like this, make to our people saying, I am with you. This would be a second one. Because when our Creator, this is like one subject, and this would be another one to get this 2-verse. When I'm making these, if you notice, I'm using like one major word, another major word, and here and here. Now I know that this word who is there, but a lot of times that isn't a major word. This becomes the major word. So, but you can see that's how I'm doing it here. Cedars rebuilt. Even though it says go to Lebanon, I have to have 3 here. But I can see that I could, and bring cedars to rebuild. See, I could make this a 3-verse format by going like this and like this and go like this to rebuild and then put my house. So I'm going to leave it like that because although I don't have any 3-verse in this. Okay, well, I'll see that later. Even making a note there because something's not right here. These are scrambled because see, this here is a 3-verse. Although I could make it a 4 by keeping that. This would be a period. Not spoke. Wivey says to our people. Said. This is SD. Wivey said to our people. Yeah, that would be better. Wivey said to our people, saying, yeah, that's better. But that is a 4-verse. So 4-verse. But I don't think they're working in the correct order here. Boy, this is a lot shorter. I should have looked. I got to remake the thumbnail. So, because I know I'm going to get through. Well, if it's 40 verse now, it's only 23. So, okay. Did stir him up or him up. But this, I remember I needed verses to go with this. And this is out of place. So this is where I left off. Who had obeyed Wivey, the remnant. They came and worked on the house. I'm not even going to do this. Because I told you how much there is. Has to be his house and courtyard. Because there's so many things that are in the courtyard and inside that needs to be built. his house. See, that's a comma and that's a period. Okay, and that is going to go right here. Now, this is not needed. On the 24th day of the 6th month in the 2nd year. This is the 24th day. And this one was what? On the first day. Those dates can't be right. They've got to travel a long way from Babylon, gather the people, men, women, and children, and travel, I think it's easy, 400 miles. So it might take them a month and a half to travel with children that far, that long, okay? And you got to remember, when you're hearing about people that large moving as a group, that's what everybody's going to be talking about. That, did you see how many people are coming out of Babylon, coming down, back down here? What are they doing? Yeah, I can just hear the women gossiping now. But that's how everybody knew what was going on down here. So this would be wrong in the 2nd year. That would still be right, because that would mean that that's when they sent him down. Okay. But that still remains a 2-verse group. Now I can put it back up here. They came and worked on his house. Oops, forgot the word and. And this would have to be done first, so that's probably what's going on. That needs to be done first. So in the 2nd year of Darius our king. Okay, so we have text. So let me see what this says now, because I can do a quick cleanup here and show you kind of what it means by trying to find the hidden format. You've seen what I was doing. It's not that difficult if you know the story, but I've been doing this for 30 years. Okay, there's a 4-verse. This is going to be a 4-verse. I brought this down, so I got to say move 2 verses down. I hate that when I forget that I got one of these. Move 2 verses down. Okay. And let me just copy that. Bring it down here. And just put moved 2 verses here. I make that an 8-point. And this I keep. And we actually have I don't like the way that's going, though. A lot of times they screwed things up so bad for us. But it just takes me a little bit to find it. Then some pieces aren't going to be used. Some are. So, because actually this prophet is Zechariah that's in with the remnant, and he's telling them that our Creator is going to send them down. And then, because a prophet has to be known by saying something and then it happening. So when the people came down, then they knew he was the prophet, but he already told us. And when they met him, Zechariah had other words to talk to him, what our Creator was telling him who to set up and who to assign and things like that. So, but this is actually the true sin. I got to show you Daniel. This is getting really bad here. I got to show you Daniel. Now, let's see, where do I got him at right now? I think I still got him in this folder. Daniel first, writer's format full. Okay. Okay, I put at the beginning here. Sorry about that. I've got this ready here. Yeah, see, this is what I said. This is already here. In the second year for Darius our king, for Babylon decreed for us, and it was given to Daniel. And then there's nothing here of the text. So it is the second year that he decreed to send them down. Okay. So now you know at least where I'm thinking or what my thoughts are is in the first day of the 6th month. So that's more descriptive of what's going on. So that's going to be saved and probably used to be more correct, but it's a 4-verse. And this would be that he arrived on the first day. Daniel didn't became, he arrived as our governor. Okay, now that's how it's done here, folks. It's because it's a 4-verse, and I was trying to figure it out. Arrived. Arrived. Oh, I got to have that spelt wrong. Okay. So that's the correct answer. Okay. So I get to go back up. Arrived as our, that is cool. That's the way it's done here. Okay. When you clean it up, I start thinking and my little mind goes all over the place. Okay. Arrived as our governor. Okay. Now this. Okay. And it wouldn't have been from Haggai at this time. This are words. So Haggai, they've got a different guy here. I don't know who, because there's actually Zechariah, Zechariah, no, Zechariah. He was a prophet in the land with the remnant. Now he was rather older, and then we have another prophet there at that time besides him. I can't remember his name right now, but when I stick this text together and start reading it, I'll be doing the editing then. But this 3 verse, I'm thinking Ezra was, or that might have been 3 verse, and I don't think we got that in that. So that one piece might go with the other pieces. My mind is scattered all over. Sorry, I'm just going on here. But then Daniel, our highest priest, with many of our remnant who had obeyed YV. Need to work on. I don't need this. This is reading out of place. But move group up. Grab that. Put that as 8. Go up here. And let me see how it reads here. Thus says YV, my house is to be rebuilt. And YV said to our people, saying, I am with you. See, that's where that belongs. Up here. And I'll clean up some of this and correct it a little bit more later. But those two are going to go together. But this is going to be a piece someplace else. And now we have this. And this. These two as one group. Okay, now that is not bad. It's yeah, you just witnessed it. Okay, I know it's a mess sometimes, but that is how it is. Okay, Haggai 2. All right. Now, this is going to be strange because they would write Hebrew-wise. They didn't have numbers like 21 or something. They would say 2 10s and 1. On the 2 10s and 1. So that'd be 21st. In the 7th month. That's being read wrong. See up here, it's in the 2nd year, and then it tells you the date. And so this I know is right. So it's got to repeat that it's got to be the month and then a day. First day of the 6th month. Oh, that's the way it's done here, as day and then month.